Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer.
I handed him the gun out the backseat of the car.
16-year-old Charleston White took the stand and testified against his friend, Antoine Doolittle, who sat just a few feet from him and listened intently.
A nigga said, we saw the Snitch video. So everybody saw it. It's been on the news before. Just cause you saw it, you still broke. It don't change nothing. You still broke. I'm still rich. I'm still getting booked. It don't change nothing.
50 Cent is back on the attack, and this time, he's aiming straight at Charleston White. A resurfaced clip just hit the internet, and it's got everyone talking. The video shows Charleston testifying against his own homie back in the day, and social media is eating it up. In the clip, Charleston doesn't hold back. He straight up throws his own crew under the bus, and that move came with serious consequences. Now, 50 Cent's chiming in, and you already know he's not the type to stay quiet when drama pops off. But is Charleston fazed? Not even close. He's out here laughing at the backlash, doubling down on his actions, and calling out anybody trying to check him.
Everybody's seen it before you seen it. It used to be on the news. I keep telling y'all, I made the news before. All what y'all doing, people I already seen.
The question is, did he really snitch? And what's 50 got to say about it all? Here's the deal. Charleston got himself caught in a storm after an old news clip surfaced, showing him at just 16 years old testifying in court. He was telling the judge how his friend Antoine Doolittle was the one who pulled the trigger in a wild moment that went down in 1991.
Doolittle is accused of down 34-year-old Michael Levy of Irving. Levy attempted to stop Doolittle, White, and 2 other teenagers accused of shoplifting 3 sports jackets and a baseball cap from an Arlington mall in September of 1991.
According to Charleston, it all started when he and Doolittle tried to jack some coats and hats from a department store. That's when Michael Levy stepped in, trying to stop them. They tried to ditch the stolen clothes by tossing them out the window, but things took a dark turn. Doolittle didn't back down. Instead, he pulled out the piece and ended Michael's life right then and there. Charleston wasn't the one who pulled the trigger, but when it came time to speak up, he took the stand and lit up his whole crew. He didn't just testify, he broke it all down, even recounting a private convo he had with Doolittle after everything went down. And here's the twist. Charleston admitted he was the one who handed Doolittle the pow pow, but he swears it was Antoine who actually pulled it. To make it even messier, Charleston claimed Doolittle laughed about it afterward. Laughed after taking a life. The loss was devastating, especially for Michael Levy's wife. The couple had only been married for 4 days before he was killed. 4 days, just starting their life together, gone. Everything they dreamed about was snatched away in seconds.
So my Prince Charming, I found him. And it's hard to believe, but I did. And I believe in fairy tales because he made my dreams come true. And they took that away.
And it didn't stop there. Charleston didn't only point the finger at Doolittle. He went after 3 of his friends. His testimony helped seal their fate. In the end, Charleston was sentenced to 12 years for his role in the crime. But here's the catch. He got off way lighter than the others. How? Because his record was sealed. So while his friends did serious time, Charleston walked away with a clean slate.
Victim, which was a Caucasian man by the name of Michael Levy. I was sentenced to 12 years under Texas juvenile determined sentencing law. My 3 co-defendants, all of them was tried as adults. They were 15 and older. I was 14. So I went into a boys' home that was co-ed with boys and girls. So I spent my entire teenage life from 14 to 21 in the boys' home. When I got out at 21, my record was sealed. So there's no record of me ever being in trouble.
Now the internet is going off. The old footage has gone viral and people are dragging Charleston for being a straight up snitch. But does he care? Not even a little bit.
You think they're gonna stop booking me? You think they're gonna stop interviewing me? You think people gonna stop? No, you still gonna be poor and I'm still gonna be rich and famous.
He hopped online, laughed it all off, and brushed off the hate like it was nothing. He even clowned his critics, saying this little controversy isn't gonna stop anything. According to him, this won't slow down his bag or cancel his career, and from the way he's acting, he might actually believe it.
What? Why you think I told? I don't give a damn. I ain't friends with nobody.
Charleston made one thing loud and clear. He's not losing sleep over what the internet thinks. He straight up said folks online can talk all they want, but he's gonna keep stepping on stage and probably laugh about the whole thing. Regret, that's not even in his vocabulary. He said he never had real friends to begin with, and if the same situation popped up again, he'd do it all over without hesitation. And honestly, this reaction shouldn't surprise anyone. Charleston's never claimed to follow street codes. In fact, he's made it crystal clear he's anti-street code. He's not out here trying to be a street hero. He's trying to flip the game on its head, even if that means snitching on the same people he once ran with.
I hope it is. I want to snitch. I want to snitch. I want to tell. Whatever they call telling, snitching, I want to do it. And I want to make it cool to do it.
He said it loud and proud. He's not about to sit in jail just to prove loyalty to the streets.
I don't recommend doing 20 years for nobody. I don't recommend doing a life sentence for nobody. It's no honor amongst thieves. So why do I have to be honorable amongst thieves? Why? We all criminals and crooks.
In one wild interview, he said, "I'm a citizen now. I'm a police ninja. I go vote. I'm literally an election judge. The last ninja to turn the votes in on election day, ninja. You goddamn right. I'm a police ninja. I'm grown. I'm 40. I can't see being in jail at 50 for nothing. I'll tell on everybody not to go to jail right now." That's not just talk. He lives by that. Just look at the drama with Brick Baby. Word on the street is Charleston might have been the reason the feds picked Baby up. Most folks in his position would be ducking the rumors or trying to clean up their image, but not Charleston. Instead, he hopped on the internet and bragged about it, claiming he helped put the feds on Brick Baby's back like it was some kind of trophy.
Oh, y'all. I'm the one that put the feds on Brick Baby. I keep telling y'all niggas think I be playing.
FYI, Brick Baby put himself in the hot seat the moment he posted a video flexing stacks in Houston and straight up talking about putting a hit on Charleston White.
Man, got here in Houston, man. And I got a dime on Charleston White head.
Yeah, he said that. And Charleston, he wasn't about to sit back and wait for something to pop off. The second that video went live, Charleston got on the phone and called the feds immediately. And to top it off, he bragged about having friends on the inside.
I made a federal report. First, I called Houston and made the report to Houston, but I did this through my law enforcement friend.
But that's not the only time Charleston's reached for the phone. Last year, he caught major heat online after allegedly calling the cops on Boosie Badazz. Word was Boosie threatened a promoter in Memphis who had booked Charleston for a show, and White wasn't about to let that slide either.
Boosie, I'm gonna put your mother ass in jail. Boy, you making threats to the promoter? I got a recorded phone conversation with witnesses on the phone saying the promoter is scared for his life, that he got to live in Baton Rouge, that Boosie go send them people to get you. He said he can't have the show cause Boosie go. I said, nigga, I just hired the police. The promoter scary ass. Yeah, nigga. Boosie is a hoe, and I bet he don't want to get in that boxing ring.
Now, he never confirmed if he really called the police on Boosie, but that didn't stop the internet from dragging him. People were quick to label him a rat again, but Charleston, still unfazed. He moved like he always does, loud and proud. But here's where things get messy. Charleston keeps saying he's not a snitch, even when the receipts say otherwise. That's why people keep calling him a hypocrite. And yet, Charleston has a comeback for everything. And according to him, the reason he doesn't call himself a rat is simple. He's not doing it for money or rewards. It's not about cutting deals. He says he snitches to clean up the community.
Snitching? I'm not breaking the law. I'm not trying to get out of no trouble. That's what a snitch do. A snitch is telling to wiggle out of something. I'm just telling.
That's his mission. And honestly, he's backed it up. After serving his time, Charleston came out focused. He started speaking at schools, hitting juvenile centers, and pulling up at community events. He's been open about his past, using it as a lesson, trying to steer kids away from the same traps he fell into. So whether folks love him or hate him, one thing's for sure, Charleston White owns his role, and he's not switching up for anyone.
Our black kids don't have no protection. You don't even have nobody standing in the gap for them and God. They just on their own. Listen, they have to go to jail and they have to die because it ain't nothing God can do with them. Why you think there's so many young people dying today? We ain't never seen this before. We ain't never seen young. They have to because it ain't nothing God can do with these hearts of young people because of the fruit that they come from. The seed and the fruit is all the same. Sit your up down. Some of you ain't never had a hug from Big Mama. They grandmama said, I'm too young to be a goddamn grandmama. Call me mama. Don't call me grandmama. Grandmama don't even want to be young. Don't even want to be called grandmama.
Not real.
So you can't just go up and lay your head on the chip. What the f you want? Well, I'm ticket you got kids. I'll be having your mama come get you. They being rejected like straight off. Get away, bro. Get. Nobody's hugging and nurturing and breathing life into these little black motherfuckers.
And Charleston didn't stop at just talking. He took action. He got involved with HYPE, a program focused on mentoring at-risk youth and steering them away from gangs and the streets. He's been helping guide kids towards something better, using his own story as a warning. And believe it or not, he even floated the idea of launching a snitching program for young people, just to show them there's another way out.
I want to teach and train young boys what snitching is, what telling is, and I want to create a Boy Scout organization. These niggas start telling in school. They the niggas who raise their hand and say, teacher, can I take names, and tell you who talking when you leave the class. They the ones in the hallway writing down names in middle school, dropping notes to the principal, to the kids with the bloodshot red eyes that look like they on pills. So they can be law-abiding citizens and great neighborhood watch crime people. We need to train this. We train and gangsters. So we need to train some confident, snitching, tatter-telling young man that ain't scared to tell on now, motherfucker. And teach them how to fight too. So if you fuck with them by telling, they'll kick your ass. Yeah, we need some strong snitches, nigga.
But as expected, not everyone's rocking with Charleston's approach. One person who's definitely not feeling it, Gilly Kid. He didn't hold back. When Charleston tried defending himself over snitching on his old friend, Gilly came straight for his neck. He posted on X, "Can't beef with no dude that's been ratting since the 90s. He a throwback rat." And this isn't just a one-off jab. Gilly's been holding a serious grudge against Charleston over his whole snitch and proud mindset. And when he fired off that post, Charleston snapped. He jumped on IG, clapping back with a wild message. He wrote, "I see Gilly King got smoke in his chest." And then, in response to a DM where Gilly reportedly called him a rat, Charleston went nuclear. He said, "May his son rest in peace and the killer be forgiven by God and live a long life of redemption. Remember how your son died? You was begging for a snitch to help solve his crime."
Hold on, I'm finna call my son. You got to go to the graveyard to see your son. say, look, this what my kids give me for Father's Day. Gilly, say Gilly, cash money backup single. Say, cash money backup single. I'm sorry, backup dance.
That message, it hit hard. Charleston claimed he wrote it as the author of his children's book, No Shame, No Filter. He even dropped a video with the caption, "You still talking street?" Charleston isn't just clapping back, he's going straight for the soul. After that rant, a lot of people said the same thing. Charleston took it way too far. In that video, he didn't just clap back, he mocked the death of Gilly's son with zero remorse. Straight up said, "You got a dead son and you talking about snitching, ninja? Pow, that ninja shot your son in the head, boy, only pow." Then he kept going, saying, "Young Gil been shot. I remember how you and Wallow was crying. You and Wallow was crying. Oh, my son got killed. You was crying. Now you talking about snitching?" And to top it off, Charleston threw this in. "You right, I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why your son alive." That line right there, cold-blooded, Charleston crossed every line imaginable just because Gilly called him a rat. And that says a lot. For someone who claims not to care, he sure seems real triggered by that word. And then there's 50 Cent, never one to hold his tongue, especially when it comes to snitches. Just look at how he's been going at Big Meech lately. 50's been clowning him, accusing him of being a rat, and dragging his name every chance he gets. He's been relentless and didn't care who was watching. So with all the chatter around 50, you already know Charleston had to jump in. He shared his thoughts during an appearance on the Danza Project, and of course, he had something slick to say. According to Charleston, the whole 50 verses, Big Meech talk doesn't even make sense. In his eyes, they're not even on the same level. He said they got completely different skill sets, and that's why he sees 50 as nothing more than a bully.
See, bullying Meech, because Meech ain't no internet nigga. 50 is an internet. I mean, one thing I know about street niggas, they ain't finna play with that title.
So, what did 50 have to say about Charleston's shots? Surprisingly, nothing too wild. Instead of going in like he usually does, 50 actually seemed to agree with Charleston. Yeah, you heard that right. He hopped on Instagram, dropped a promo for his new show, and kept it real chill, like he didn't even feel the need to clap back.
Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show.
Looks like Charleston caught a break because right now 50's locked in on dragging someone else. But don't get it twisted, Charleston's still out here doing what he does best, stirring up controversy and keeping his name buzzing online. The thing is, even if he says he's all about changing the community, the internet's not buying it that easy. People aren't just gonna overlook the wild stuff he's said and done, especially when he's not apologizing for any of it. He's not playing the humble card, he's owning the chaos.
You know what? Let me learn from this. Let me move different in life. Let me not be disrespectful. Let me be an antagonist or that woman. God bless Michael Levy's soul and condolences his entire family as well. They going through with this loss, but you still on the internet clowning, bragging about you killed white man before.
But now we want to hear your take. Do you think Charleston White is really trying to help the streets and shake up the system? Or is he just doing the most for clout and clicks? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives, wild drama, and unfiltered truth. Appreciate you for tapping in, and we'll catch you on the next one.